Hey guys, Wheezy here with another review. Today we're going to be looking at the Deathadder V3 Wired Edition. We're going to be going into the clicks, the scroll wheel, the side buttons, the weight difference from the V3 Pro, and the build quality. Let's get right into this. First, let's talk about the clicks. With my unit, I don't have post travel on my clicks at all, but compared to other units of the V3 Pro wireless, this is a W for the wired version because there is a lot of post travel on the wireless versions of the mouses. So for them to get that right on the wired version is very good and actually a big W. Now let's get into the wire. The wire is just a typical Razer wire that they always give you. It's not the best wire. It's very cheap, kind of, generic, but I would think about swapping the wire out if you're into those things. But I would also look up just in case, just to be careful, because this does have 8K and 4K compared to the wireless version. So I would look into that if the wire might be necessary to keep for the 8K. But besides that, those are the two things that so far are better in my opinion. Because I'm a lover of wired mouses. I love wired mice. I would prefer them over all these wireless mice any day. That's just the person I am. I just love wired mice. But the thing is with Razer, I hate the fucking wire that they gave us. If they could somehow upgrade the wire, it would be so much better. The experience would be better. The weights would be better. Everything would be better. Now let's get into the scroll wheel. The scroll wheel is exactly the same as the V3 Pro wireless version. There is nothing changed about it. It still feels very good. Still feels very reliable. Same click, same everything. So just the typical same Deathadder scroll wheel that you can think of. Nothing changed. But now let's get into the side buttons. These side buttons. I love these side buttons that Razer do. I don't know what they do, but I love these fucking side buttons so much. They're still the same exact thing as the wireless version of this mouse. Nothing changed about them. They're all exactly the same. Now let's get into the skates. If you guys know anything about Razer, their skates suck. Me personally, I hate them. I do not like their skates at all. Same thing with Zowie. Their default skates are horrible. They're not the best. So I changed mine from the default skates to dot skates. These are Tiger Eyes dot skates. And it feels a lot better on any mouse pad. I used 3 different mouse pads while I was using this mouse. I was using the Artisan Hien, I was using the Soku Shiro, I was using the NPET hard pad. And with all 3 of them, it felt really good with the dot skates. There might be some other skates that I just didn't try that would be so much better for this mouse. But me personally, I'm really falling in love with these dot skates. I don't understand it, but the dot skates might be the move for this mouse. With the weight, now let's get into the weight of this mouse. This does come in at 59 grams total with the wire. But if you take the skates off, you can get it down to 57. Or if you're even lucky, 56. And if you want to do some modifications, you could probably even get it down to even less. So if you're really looking into getting a Deathadder and you don't want to really spend, what is it, the $160, consider this mouse. Because for $70, you really can't beat it. It comes with 8K. You don't need to buy an extra dongle for the 4K. It's all right here. All you really need to upgrade with this mouse personally is the skates. That's about it. And if you're into those things, maybe the wire. That's about it. But again, before you start going in and changing the wire, just do some research. Make sure you don't need this exact wire for the 8K and the 4K on there. Just my little heads up. Now let's get into the build quality of this mouse. This mouse is built so much better than the wireless version. It's absolutely fucking insane. I don't understand what they were thinking when they first dropped this mouse, the wireless version, the V3, compared to this version. Because the wireless version has so much creaking. It's so much creaking, so much rattling. And with this one, holy crap, there is no flaw in this mouse. And it's absolutely insane. It's like every wired version Razer has ever released just doesn't have a problem. And if it does, it's a software problem. It's crazy. Like, they just build these wired versions like tanks, and the wireless versions so cheap. They're just plastic. I can squeeze the hell out of this, and there is no bend or anything in them. And if you go to the wireless version of it and you do exactly what I just did, you possibly could break your mouse or just cave it in because they're so weak. It's it's just weird compared to the wired version. This is $70 compared to 160. Why is $70 built so much better than 160? It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's the Razer way, I guess, right? It's the Razer way. Now let's get into the software of the mouse with the 8K and the 4K. I did have some problems with 8K in certain games I tried. I did try it in Kovacs, had an issue with that. I did try it in Apex, had a problem with that. I did even try Fortnite, I had a problem with that. But the games I didn't have an issue in were kind of surprising that they were able to handle the 8K. I did play Remnant 1. I didn't have an issue on 8K. I did play the first Descendant on this with 8K, and I didn't have an issue. Kind of surprising. So I would do a bit research before buying this mouse if your game or PC might be able to handle the 8K, because there is those things I do see online and Twitter, Reddit, that if the 8K or the 4K doesn't work, it could be your PC or it could just be a software issue on their end and you just haven't updated it. Because there is other mice that I have that are 4K that I don't have an issue with on those games besides Apex, because Apex just doesn't support anything above 1K, 2K max unless your PC is the best PC in the world, you know? One of those $10,000 PCs. But if you're on a budget PC, and you want a 4K or an 8K mouse, I would do a bit research before buying them because it could have a lot of stuttering problems when you do it. It'll make your game look bad. It just make your PC run a bit weird. You might think you might be having a PC issue. In reality, it's just the mouse because it's not compatible or working correctly with your computer because of a certain component or an update or etc, etc. Just do some research before buying any 8K, 4K mouse out there, just in case, so you don't have to waste money and find out later that it's not compatible with any of your components in your computer, or there's just going to be an issue with your game because your game can't support that high of a polling rate. Just be aware of those things before you spend your money on these things. So my overall thoughts on this mouse: it's a very good mouse, especially for the price. $70, you really cannot beat it, especially for the build quality and what's inside the mouse, what it comes with. 4K, 8K for $70. Reliable company, reliable mouse. You really can't beat it for $70, to be completely honest. But will I be maining this mouse? No, because I do not like the way the right side falls down. It just feels like I don't have a good grip on the mouse. I feel like my middle finger is not on there correctly. It feels like it's sliding off. But this is my first time using an ergonomic mouse. So who knows? As you guys can see, the next preview of a mouse that we will be reviewing is right there, another ergonomic mouse. So who knows? I might find another ergonomic mouse that I like. But for now, this is a good mouse, especially for the price. You can't beat it. And if you are, again, if you are looking for a Deathadder and you don't want to spend the $160 or $190 with the $20 hyperspeed dongle, go for this mouse. Just go for it and try it out. Even though there's a wire, you could buy a bungee. There's a Pulsar bungee. There's a Razer bungee. There's a Zowie bungee. There's so many bungees out there. just give it a shot. Who knows? It might change your mind on the wired mice version, because like this is a really good mouse. All right, that's it for this review of the Deathadder V3 Pro wireless version. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked this video, leave a dislike if you didn't, and let me know why in the comments below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.